Let me ask you a question. Can a factory be so dangerous or so horrifying? Well, today we're going to be talking about one of the most haunted locations here in Alabama, and it may answer that question. I haven't personally worked in a factory, but I've heard the horrifying and brutal work conditions that people today have to do and work in. The antagonizing heat, brutal 12-hour shifts, and the thought of how easy it can be to lose a limb. But I can say that people nowadays have it so much easier than the people back in the day had it. Like what factory we're going to be talking about today? It's called the Sloss Furnace. Back then, safety laws basically didn't exist. Working there, you might win the lottery, but the prize is potential death. Every day you'll be walking in this place of business and gambling your life away. It might be some of the following: getting burned by machinery, might be the loss of a finger and or an arm, but even losing something so precious, your life. Because of the torturous work conditions, do you think the spirits here are endlessly working in that environment? And with that, could it be causing so much of this dark history? This factory has operated from 1882 to 1971. That is 89 years of operation, and that's nearly a century worth of horrifying events. Over that decade, many men have circled through that factory. This factory sits on 32 acres of land and towers 60 feet tall. It produced 900 tons of pig iron. You could say it started a whirlpool effect, causing this history to replay over and over again. When people discuss the Sloss Furnace, they bring up a legend, and he was a very cruel man. His name was James Slag Wormwood. His job was the foreman, who was thought to push his team of the graveyard shift to the edge before being thrown violently into molten iron, where he eventually died in 1906. Historians have tried to find evidence of his existence, but there's nothing really there. So that leaves this legend to be just a story. But paranormal groups have commented on a dark, tall silhouette of a man who fits the description of James. But James isn't the only part of this dark past. There is this underground tunnel completely blocked off from natural light and outside sound. Do you think this setting can cause the paranormal to become more intense? Or could it be the paranormal amplifier people talk about? People have seen dark figures lurking in the dark hallway, and many people believe it's the workers from the 20th century, still dressed in their work uniforms today. Visitors have heard disembodied voices coming far down the tunnel. Do you think that these voices are crying out in pain? Or do you think it's just these everyday workers just trying to finish their shift one more time? Do you think these spirits never realized they passed on in a horrifying accident and they're still there today? The tunnels might be the most haunted place in this building, but every living being needs a heart to survive. What might be the heart of the factory? Well, I believe, of course, it's the boiler room. What does this mean about the paranormal? Well, it could be the boiler room could be pumping the factory with residual energy, replaying the history of people shoveling coal into the furnaces. And this room has some intense feelings to it, people have claimed. People have said and heard and seen some aggressive entities in this boiler room. They have also commented on hearing heavy shovel scraping on the concrete floors, and even some security personnel have been shoved violently and they had to go because they didn't want to work there anymore. Could it be that these entities are trying to get their revenge for their brutal work conditions they had to suffer back in the day? We're going to go over some evidence. Hopefully I can find some. Hopefully I can get in a interview with a person who's investigated this place, because they're no longer doing that. But there is an account of a half-man, half-demon who violently attacked a woman. And this was right before the factory closed down for good. People have also heard spirits, aggressive voices, saying, "Go push some iron or get back to work." Which would even leave the most experienced investigators with a chill and goosebumps on their arms. You can't really get back there now. The staff and TV crews have... Hello? Okay, so I'm editing this. This is a different day, different shirt. But I wanted to leave that in to show you that I don't know what that noise was. Because I was just... I didn't have my headphones on. Can you tell me what that was? Because I don't know what that is. I just heard it and I reacted to it. It came from right here, and it wasn't my PC because it sounded like a click, and nothing in my PC is touching anything. And I've never heard my PC say anything like that. So you tell me, what was that noise? Is it a ghost? Because you can hear it. You can hear it. It popped through my microphone, and it wasn't my microphone because I heard it with my own ears. I didn't have my headphones on. Debunk that, ghost non-believers. Gotcha. The staff and even TV crews have seen a silhouette of a man on the catwalks above, but everybody knew no one was up there at that time. While we don't know the full details of the history of the Sloss Furnace, we do know that echoes of the past are still lingering there today. We also know that this factory is huge, and that could be a reason the place has this massive paranormal handprint on it. Even some of the biggest name paranormal groups have investigated the Sloss Furnace, including Ghost Adventures. They have stepped foot in this factory, and they've heard angry EVPs heard from a distance, and they've heard them with their own ears. The Sloss Furnace has also had a haunted house running for 22 years. Could this fuel the residual energy there, making the spirits more angry because people are mocking the factory that they worked in and potentially died in, and they're getting angry because they're being mocked? What do you think? I'm going to leave this up for you to decide. Is it truly haunted? Or is our minds playing tricks, filling in the empty gaps of history that we do not know, and thinking it's paranormal? I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to leave in stuttering. I'm going to leave in my mistakes, not the major ones, not like if I have to like reread a whole section of a script, which I try to go off script as much as I can, so I'm not... The Sloss Furnace had a haunted house. I'm trying to make it more unique. I just have a basic knowledge in front of me of like, the room has an intense feeling of the old world, with people constantly shoveling coal. People here nowadays here shoveling coal on the hard concrete and stuff like that. I'm trying to just go off script as much as I can, so it's not me trying to robotic history ghost stuff. But this is a long outro. I don't care. It shows I'm human. I'm trying to connect with you guys because I'm no longer doing the gaming stuff. But yeah, I got a new haircut. I like your cut, G. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get one video out a week for this stuff because this takes a while to research, and it does take a while to get in contact with. It takes a while to get in contact with people, so I'm gonna try to get one video of like this out a week. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. So I'll see you guys later. But remember, stay alert and stay spooky. Goodbye.